So what we are going to do in this class, just we will fast cover some parts of the modern Indian history. Rapid points we'll discuss. Before I go into this discussion, I am presuming one or two things. Number one, I presume that you are not reading modern India for the first time here in this class. Understood? First time in modern India, இப்பதான் நீங்க படிக்கிறீங்க அப்படின்னு நான் நினைக்கல. Because if I presume so, then our class would be totally incoherent. It will not be having any coherence. அப்புறம் திடீர்னு நான் மொட்டைக்கும் முழங்காலுக்கும் முடிச்சு போடுவேன். நீங்க என்ன சார் சம்பந்தம் எல்லாம் முடிச்சு போடுறீங்கன்னு சொன்னீங்கன்னா பிரச்சனை ஆயிடும். Is it not? So sometimes I will jump from here to here, one topic to another topic. So we are at liberty to jump from one place to another place. Right? That's what we are going to do. From 1885 to 1947-48, I am just going to give an outline. That's what I think we have given, right? 1885 to 1947. So that outline we will discuss. First, that outline I will give. What is there? I will not give facts, but I will tell you the orders, connections. That part we can cover. 1885 to 1947-48. So 1885 means foundation of the Congress. That's why we put it 1885. Foundation of the Congress, what factors? Why Congress was founded in 1885? Why not in 1865? Why not in 1857? I am surprised. The Congress could have been founded in 1857 after the revolt of 1857, no? Why was the Congress founded in 1885? You have to think. Sir, there are many factors for the foundation of the Congress. One, development of the consciousness of the nationalism. The conscience that we are all part of one country is development of nationalism. Secondly, the development happened because of development of nationalism happened because of one or 2 points. One is the Western influence. Indians got exposed to the Western ideas by this time. So we have some people who are called as reformers, Western reformers. Now, Indians who went to the Western countries and they become reformers. They contributed. For example, Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Sir Syed Ahmad Khan was Western educated, but he became a reformer. Western educated and became a reformer. Next we have Swami Vivekananda, Indian, but of course exposed to the Western ideas. Exposed to the Western ideas. Vivekananda. Sir, it is only because of the influence of the West only we have Anglo. Anglo means what? Dayananda Anglo-Vedic. When you are using the word Dayananda Anglo-Vedic. Even Dayananda was, the ideas were influenced by Anglo, English, West. So the influence of the West was prominent. The influence of the West ideas. Sir, the Western ideas came in different means. One, through the individuals, which I gave you an example. Number two, through press. The press played a vital role in the spread of nationalism. The press. UPSC may ask a question. Role of press in nationalizing India. Role of press in nationalizing India. That means role of press in development of nationalism in India. In development of nationalism in India. Press played a vital role, you must know. It played a vital role, press. What is the role of press? Role of press is initiating the idea. Initiating the idea by putting a seed into the mind of the Indians. Seeding, what is nationalism? Next, press also is spread of ideas, spreading. Number 3, press also is connecting the ideas from Bengal to Madras, Madras to Bombay, Bombay to Punjab, Amritsar. Press also is connecting the ideas. Sir, press also played the role of representation. You must know. It represents Indians, the Indian press. So, means, sir, what are you telling, sir? Representation means giving voice to the voiceless. Giving voice to the voiceless. Press played this role of giving voice to the voiceless. Press initiated discussions amongst the people. Newspapers. Sir, they asked a question. The newspapers of the pre-independence era is not only a newspaper but a views paper. The newspaper of the pre-independence era is not a newspaper but a views paper. The press of pre-independence era or the newspapers of pre-independence era is not a newspaper but a views paper because it gives views. Ma, you are understanding this? It gives views. So the newspaper played a vital role. And in one place they asked this question, I don't know where, maybe mains are optional. Library movement. What is this library movement? These newspapers in the pre-independence era during 1870s, 80s and all, pre-independence era, these newspapers would go to a particular village. Then the whole people, there will be only one educated man in the village. Then the whole village would come, sit and he will read the newspaper for them. Everybody will be learning. And that individual with one newspaper will become a library. That individual with one newspaper, ஒரே பிட்டு போதும் ஒரு newspaper, அதை படிச்சு டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுவான். Initiated discussion. So 150 years back, just one bit of paper would be sufficient for an individual to engage the whole villagers. Uneducated villagers also would be engaged. 150 years back. புரியுதா? ஒரு A4 ஷீட் போதும். வில்லேஜில் இருக்கவங்க வந்து நைட்டு பூரா டிஸ்கஸ் பண்ணுவாங்க உட்காந்துக்கிட்டு. இன்னைக்கு ஒட்டி கிடக்குது மெட்டீரியல், படுத்து தூங்குறான் ரூம்ல. Out of too much, I think, too much content. Okay? So press also helped in nationalizing Western influence of the individuals. Sir, thirdly, racialism of the British also played a vital role. We will not call it a racialism, but I would use the word reactionary policies of the British. Reactionary policies of the British. In 1878, Lytton's time, 1876-80, Lytton's time, he introduced certain acts which irritated some of the educated Indians. Some acts which irritated some of the educated Indians. Lytton's time. What are they? Vernacular Press Act, Arms Act. Vernacular Press Act, Arms Act. They are definitely anti-Indian. Oh, I use the word. We should not, but okay. Anti-Indian, no? These Vernacular Press Acts? Ma, yes or no? It is against the Indian, no? Arms Act against the Indians. And I was told recently they released a movie also called Anti-Indian. Has a movie been released? No. Do you know a movie which is called Anti-Indian? No. I saw some, I was just searching suddenly the trailer or something. Somebody, I don't know. Okay. The word anti-Indian had become anti-Indian actually. It should not be. You understand? If a word could destroy your nationalism, that means your nationalism is nothing but a piece of paper. How could one word destroy the nationalism? யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. அம்மாவை போயிட்டு அம்மா இல்லை நீ அத்தைன்னு சொல்லிடுறதுனால அம்மா அத்தையா மாறிடுவாங்கன்னா அப்போ அம்மா அம்மாவே இல்லைங்கிறான். நான் சொல்ல Sadik IAS philosophy. 2 days back I was listening. You understood? அம்மாவை போய் அத்தைன்னு சொல்றதுனால அத்தையா மாறிடுவாங்களா? அப்படி மாறினா அது அம்மாவே இல்லைங்கிறேன் நான். யோசிச்சு பாருங்க நீங்க. Anyhow, let it go. Will not go deep into this point. So here, the British reactionary policies also played a role. And another point is the Indians' experience of starting regional organizations already. Starting regional organizations already. Like what? Madras Mahajana Sabha, Bombay Presidents Association, Madras Mahajana Sabha, Bombay Presidents Association. So they helped in the foundation of the Congress in 1885, not in 1865. That is why I am telling. All these events happened on a particular time. So the Congress was founded in 1885 because of these factors. Already in UPSC they asked a question about the origin of the Indian National Congress. Whether the Indian National Congress is the brainchild of the British or the brainchild of the Indians, they asked. So let us think from my point of view. So it cannot be the brainchild of the Indians because Indians had no brains, I was told. I don't know. Sir, can you then accept that British's brain அதுலேருந்து முளைச்சிருக்குமா? அவன் மூளையிலேருந்து பணம் மொத்தம் தான் முளைக்கும், வேற எதுவுமே முளைக்காது. And an Indian leader, I think Bal Gangadhar Tilak is the leader. He has given a quote. He says that nothing hurts a white man unless his pocket is touched. அப்படிங்கிறாரு. Nothing hurts a white man unless his pocket is touched. So அவன் மூளையிலேருந்து from the mind of a white man, I don't think any other thing would have emerged other than money, colonialism, imperialism. Sir, people asked, sir, imperialism, why? Imperialism is nothing but colonialism's military angle is imperialism. What is imperialism? Colonialism is an economic angle. Imperialism, that colonialism in a military angle, according to the white men or the Westerners, is an imperialism. So, sir, is the brainchild of the Indians? Some Indians could have had a brain, I think. Sir, how you call it as a brainchild? Because the Indians wanted an organization for them, all Indian organization. So A.O. Hume was used. I would not use the word used. I think he came in uncertain. Things happen out of some ways. I have read this book, I don't know, some book I have read where the foundation of the Indian National Congress is spoken in elaboration. Or 30 page Indian National Congress, how it was founded, who came. I read this book and I got confused and finally left it. A.O. Hume never planned to start an organization to exploit the Indians. Indians also never associated A.O. Hume as a secretary to ride over the Britishers and take the Britishers for granted. These things happened. But if somebody had a need to be associated with something, whether the Indians had a need with A.O. Hume or A.O. Hume had a need with the Indians, it is A.O. Hume who had a need. அவருக்கு தான் தேவைப்படுச்சு இந்தியன்ஸ். புரிஞ்சா? Sir, why you are telling like this, sir? Because A.O. Hume was a retired civil servant, ICS officer, and he was a revenue secretary, I was told. But unlike these days, those days the revenue secretaries were honest. I am not telling these days, I don't know, don't confuse my words. A.O. Hume at least had retired, and after retirement he wanted to do something for Britishers, and he did start an organization where Indians are majority, but it would have a British tinge over it, a white man controlling an organization where Indians are present. So Indian National Congress was founded by 78 Indians. initially. AOUM was the organizing secretary. See, எல்லாம் குதிரை ஓட்டுறவன் மொத்தம் பிரிட்டிஷ்காரன். நல்ல காம்பினேஷன் ஆனா அது. Is it not? All Indians, organizing secretary the British AOUM. And he was the organizing secretary for 7 years, secretary of the Indian National Congress, you must know. So Subramaniam Swamy is telling that the president of INC is half Indian, Italian. You need not have to be worried because we have secretary 7 years foreign, directly we had British. Whiteman was controlling INC, Indian National Congress. You understand this? So that is the point. Secondly, sir, AOUM thought that, another question has been put, AOUM is an enlightened colonialist. Enlightened colonialist. AOUM. Sir, how, sir, he is an enlightened colonialist? Who is a colonialist? Who supports and encourages colonialism? Purida? Who supports and encourages colonialism? What is colonialism? A system where one country exploits the other economically. What is colonialism? A system where one country exploits the other country economically. Sir, this is colonialism. Somebody who believes and practices colonialism is a colonialist. Sir, what is an enlightened colonialist, sir? Somebody who is doing this in a covered way is called an enlightened colonialist. Because Indians never knew AOUM is a colonialist. ஏதோ இந்தியன்ஸ்க்கு நல்லது பண்ற மாதிரி ஒரு வேஷத்துல இங்க இருக்காரு. That is a criticism of AOUM also. You understand? That is why the safety wall theory comes actually. The safety wall theory is coming because some leaders doubted the very intention of the Congress. Safety wall theory comes because some leaders in the Congress, the extremist leaders, mainly Lala Lajpat Rai and the group, doubted the very intention why the Congress was founded. Very intention why the Congress was founded by a white man. Number two, these people also doubted the mechanism of the Congress, functioning of the Congress. Is it not? Congress is not functioning against the British openly in the initial years. Sir, the initial years of the Congress are called the seeding period of nationalism. Initial years of the Congress are the seeding period of nationalism, 1885 to 1905, 20 years. Again, a question had been asked before. What is the seeding period and all? So the initial years, the Congress never acted against the British openly. Sir, this is the seeding period also because the seed never immediately grows a plant once you plant it for a few days. Correct? Weather போட்டோனே இந்த மரம் ஆயிடுமா அடுத்த நாள் காலையில? யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. It has to take roots, no? It has to make friendship with the soil. A seed, no? Is it not? If you don't make friendship with the soil, then the bird will make friendship with the seed. அதுதானமா நடக்கும் வாழ்க்கையில். இந்த விதை பாருங்க, லட்சக்கணக்கான விதை, lakhs of seeds are thrown away, but only a few germinate to become trees or plants. Is it not? Indian National Congress, the 20-year period is a seeding period because in this 20 years it never did anything. No fruit, In the seeding period, no fruit will come, only roots would be taken. That is the point. Rooting of the Congress was there. No shooting or no fruiting. Only rooting was there. No shooting, S-H-O-O-T. I don't know what is the spelling, shoot. And no fruiting. Since the Congress had not yielded any fruit like fighting the Britishers, some branded the Congress as pro-British. That is how the drain theory also, the safety valve theory also emerged. Ma, you are understanding what you are speaking, people? ஏற்கனவே கொஞ்சம் ஹிஸ்ட்ரி படிச்சிருக்கீங்களா இல்லை நான் தலை சுத்துத கொஞ்ச நேரத்துலயே? You are understanding, people? Online people, you're all okay? Yeah, because I have muted you all, you can't say anything. Just thumbs up you can put if you all follow. Okay, I can't see also you. Just thumbs up I can see. Okay, anyhow, let it go. So, the Indian National Congress is a safety valve of the British. Safety valve against the rise of nationalism. Safety valve of what? Safety valve against the rise of nationalism. But we all know, because of the initial factors which I have given, that Indian National Congress is not a safety valve. It is an indigenous organization. Somewhere present. Some white men were present. They became the president of the Congress also. William Wedderburn, George Yule, they all become the presidents. But doesn't mean that Indian National Congress became a brainchild of the British. You are understanding something, people? So from the foundation of the Indian National Congress, for the rise of Indian nationalism, yet another significant reason is also important. Significant thing also is important. What is the significant thing? The social consciousness, rise of social consciousness in India. Rise of social consciousness. That means rise of a strong, uniform society, united society. Strong, united society. Sir, how did this strong, united society emerge? By the contribution of reformers. A school of reformers, a flood of reformers, they had come. Flood of reformer, India. Flood of reformers, they had come. Reformers. And these reformers had tried to, and to some extent, reformed the Indian society. They tried 100%, but result, at least some percentage, it was reformed. And they put a question. The 19th century India is a period of Indian Renaissance. The 19th century India is a period of Indian Renaissance. கமெண்ட் அப்படின்னு நம்மளை போட்டு கேட்குறான். அவன் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டை சொல்லிட்டான், நம்மளை கமெண்ட் பண்ண சொல்கிறான். யோசிச்சு பாருங்க, எவனோ ஒருத்தன் ஸ்டேட்மெண்ட்டுக்கு நம்ம கமெண்ட் பண்ண முடியுமா? பட் யூபிசியில் நம்ம பண்ணி தான் ஆகணும். The 19th century India is a period of Indian Renaissance. Definitely it is a period of social renaissance, you must know. Many reformers came, everybody targeted at reforming the society. Nobody targeted at reforming religion, targeting the religion. Everybody targeted at reforming the religion, which contributed to the reforming of the society. They targeted reforming the religion, which contributed to reforming the society. But these reformers never bothered much about the political or economical angle. They never wanted Swaraj. Have you ever heard Dayananda Saraswati asking for Swaraj? Or at least do you have Rajaram Mohan Roy asking for Swaraj? Illa sir Sedak Matkanda, sir, self-government enak vanum, Purna Swaraj eல்லாம் கேட்டார் அவரு. The reformers never much bothered about political. For them, society's coherence, society's unity, society's cohesion, not coherence, cohesion, COHEISION, cohesion, சேர்க்கை, society ஒன்னா சேருது, அப்படி வேணும். Society's cohesion was important. That is the reason why Balagangadhar Tilak also said, when the British wanted to reform the Indian society, Balagangadhar Tilak said, it is not the duty of the British to reform the Indian society. Political reforms they may bring. Society they cannot reform. They should not reform, he is telling. And for information, he opposed the legislation, Balagangadhar Tilak, which the British brought to increase the rise of the marriage age for the girls and boys. When the British increased the age of marriage for the boys and girls from 12, it was 12 years, then it was raised to around 12 to 14 years or something. 12 வயசுலேருந்து 14 வயசுக்கு ஏற்றிருக்கான் கல்யாண வயசு. இல்லை அவன் யோசிச்சு பார்க்குறான், அப்பா 12 வயசுலேயே கல்யாணம் பண்ணிட்டானா சார் அப்படிங்கிறான். ஆமாம், 12 வயசுலேயே கல்யாணம் பண்ணிட்டான். யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. That day I saw in some channel, I don't know, news or something, news article, near Salem. One person had married a girl, 11th standard போயிட்டு இருக்கு அந்த பொண்ணு. How much? 11th standard means how many years would be? 16 years ஆயிடுச்சு. அப்போ இப்போ 12ஓட அது கொஞ்சம் பரவாயில்ல மாதிரி தான் தெரியுது. 11th standard பொண்ணு போய் கூட்டிகிட்டு போய் கல்யாணம் பண்ணிட்டான். புரிஞ்சில்ல, டிவியில் நியூஸ் எடுத்து போடுறாங்க அவனை. அவன் சொல்கிறான், இல்லை சார் என்ன விரும்புகிறாங்க, இல்லை நான் செத்துருவேன் சாருங்கிறான். ஐயோ இவெல்லாம் இருந்து என்ன பிரயோஜனம்னு கேட்டேன். இந்தியா என்ன டக்குன்னு ஒரு 50 கிராம் குறைஞ்சிருமா நான் இருந்தான். செத்துருவேன் அப்படின்னா சார் என்னோட வெயிட் 100 கிலோ, இந்தியாவில் நான் 100 கிலோ இல்லைன்னா இந்தியாவோட வெயிட் குறைஞ்சிடும் சார். ஒன்றும் குறையாது. புரிஞ்சா இல்லையா உங்களுக்கு? And we also have all these funny questions being asked in the physics. To my physics teacher I used to ask, I was a physics student, basically you must know. Is it not? Physics is actually my love, I already told you. But I ended up in marrying history. Fate has got its own ways of playing. Still my lover, secret lover is physics only. Okay, of course I am visiting this physics without informing wife. புரிஞ்சா இல்லையா? கனெக்ஷன் அப்படி இருக்குது, என்ன பண்ணுறது? And in class, one of my friend asked this question. சார் எர்த்து மாஸ் சேமா அப்படின்னு கேட்குறான். எர்த்தோட வெயிட் இருக்குதுல்ல, சேமான்னு கேட்குறான். சேம் தான்பா அப்படிங்கிறாரு டீச்சர். அவர் உடனே அவன் ஒரு கேள்வியை கேட்டான். சார் நான் பிறக்கும்போது எவ்வளோ வெயிட் இருந்தேன்? 2 கிலோ. இப்போ என் வெயிட் எவ்வளோ? இப்போ என் வெயிட் வேறு, அப்பா அவன் வெயிட் 60 கிலோ. அப்போ ஒருத்தன் 58 கிலோ எக்ஸ்ட்ரா ஏறி இருக்கான். உலகத்தில் இருக்கவங்களாம் எக்ஸ்ட்ரா வெயிட் ஏறானே, பூமியோட வெயிட் ஏறாதான்னு கேட்குறான். நம்மளாம் பூமியில் தானே இருக்கோம். We are all present in the earth, no? Everybody is gaining weight, is it not? அது மட்டும் இல்லை, நான் மட்டும் இல்லை சார். கடலில் பாருங்க, சின்ன மீன் டன் கணக்கில் பெருசாயிடுது. எஸ் சார் நோ? So he asked this question. I don't know the answer. If you know the answer, you tell me. Okay. So that's what it is. Anyhow, let it go. So here the social reformers wanted to reform the society, and they did many things in reforming the society. Many. When you write about the reformation of the society, you have to cover every topic. If you write every topic, you don't have time. So you have to cover women, evils associated with the women and their efforts to remove those evils. Evils associated with women, efforts to remove those evils, like infanticide, child marriage. A lot of evils are there. The list is going on. I will not go deep. Problem of widow, polygamy, parda system, kundlinism, parda system, kundlinism. You know kundlinism? No. I already told you. Kundlinism, you know? Kundlinism is a practice where an old man marries a very young girl. An old man. Sir, that is a marriage, sir. Why are you calling it as a kundlinism? Because it is based on a particular belief and it is restricted to a community and it is restricted to one geographical location in India, which is Bengal. This happened in Bengal. Normally, an old man marries a young girl. There is a superstitious belief that it will increase the age of an old man. Actually, the theory is converse theory. Actually, it is not the state theory. Kundlinism. And evils associated with directly the religion. One, women. Another, directly the religion. Example, polytheism. Sir, every reformer except Ramakrishna Paramahamsa had condemned polytheism. All reformers except Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Polytheism means many gods. Had condemned polytheism. Everybody proposed to monotheism, single god. And they were against idol worship, except Ramakrishna, in fact. Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. Idol worship. They opposed. Every reformer gave importance to rationalism. Reason. Rationalism. Every reformer gave importance to humanism. Concern of man, concern for man, which is very important, which is called humanism. Humanism means man is very important, not God now. Humanism. And sir, these reform movements led to the growth of awareness, led to the spread of education, because certain reform movements directly led to the growth of education. Example, I told you, DAV, Dayananda Anglo-Vedic and Gurukul Pathsalas of the Arya Samaj. Arya Samaj started DAV, Dayananda Anglo-Vedic schools, Gurukul Pathsalas. Gurukul Pathsalas. You understand this? Gurukul Pathsalas. So they directly Sir Syed Ahmad Khan, another example if I give, which is called Aligarh Muslim University. Scientific Society. These are preliminary points. You want to write, justify, you write whatever you want to write. Sir, these social reform movements also acted as a base. So the development of nationalism happened with all these factors coming in cohesion. Happened with all these movements, all these things coming in cohesion. That is why nationalism, we are telling, Indian National Congress was founded in 1885. Next, sir, 1905, that movement in 1905, for the first time, made Indians to taste Swaraj. 1905 movement for the first time made Indians to taste Swaraj, and for the first time women came out of the clutches of the family. 1905. Sir, that is anti-partition of Bengal movement. Anti-partition of Bengal movement. We all know how this movement happened, why this movement happened and all. All of a sudden, British 1905, they partitioned Bengal. They gave so many reasons which we will not discuss now. It's all preliminary point. 1905, suddenly, I think 16th October 1905. And immediately there is an anti-partitioning of Bengal movement. For the first time, so many new things were tried in the mass movement. இதுக்கு முன்னாடி எல்லாம் ட்ரை பண்ணாததான் இப்பதான் ட்ரை பண்ணான் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் இந்தியாலயே 1905ல. What are they? Mass movement. What did this leader suggested the people to try? To fight against the British, to agitate, to popularize an idea. What did the leader suggested? What are the new methods of struggle which have been introduced? New methods of struggle. What are they? Sir, that day I was just seeing one leader's speech. How our vote bank had declined. நம்மெல்லாம் தேர்ட் லார்ஜஸ்ட் பார்ட்டின்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கோம், நம்மளுக்கு ஓட்டு பேங்கே இல்லாமல் போயிடுச்சே, மக்கள் நம்மளெல்லாம் நிராகரிச்சிட்டாங்களே, நீங்களாம் என்ன பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு சொன்னால், அவன் வீட்டில் போய் திண்ணையில் உட்காந்து கொடுக்குற கூழ் கஞ்சி குடிச்சிட்டு அவன் காலை பிடிச்சி கெஞ்சினா ஓட்டு உங்களுக்கு போட மாட்டானா அப்படின்னு கேட்குறான் லீடர். நான் இனிஷியலாக நினச்சேன் இது ஒரு மார்ஃபிங் பண்ணி வாய்ஸை மாற்றி விட்டுட்டான்னு. அப்புறம் தான் தெரிஞ்சு உண்மையாலே இந்த லீடர் இப்படி தான் பேசியிருக்காரு. வாட் ஐ செட், go to the house of the poor, there only you sit, get the promise that he will vote for you, he or she will vote for you, and to get the promise what you have to do, catch his leg. This strategy would have worked 30 years back when the party was founded, that party which I am mentioning. I know the genesis of this party, some history. Being an history student, you are forced to read history. You understand, this is one advantage or disadvantage, I don't know. You cannot be ignorant. Every day you are becoming more and more aware of things. You understand this? Just today I spent 1 hour watching the developments, studying the developments of the crisis which happened in 1989 in the Tamil Nadu Legislative Assembly, where the so-called Amma, by the time she was not Amma, she was just Selvi. And how this big thing happened in the assembly, who did what, how it happened. So every day, and of course this is not a topic today, we will discuss some other time. But I am telling that every day, being a person connected with history, you are forced to read. So I know what these people did 30 years back. Those time it could have been possible. You can go and hold the leg of a person. ஐயா எனக்கு ஓட்டு போடுங்கயா ப்ளீஸ்யா, நான் சீஃப் மினிஸ்டர் ஆகணும் தானே ஆசைப்பட்டேன், பெரிய வேறு எதாவது நான் ஆசைப்பட்டேனான்னு கேட்குறான். அண்ட் பீப்புள் would have accepted. பீப்புள் பாவம் கெஞ்சுறான், இவனுக்கு ரோடு போட்டு விட்ருவோம், ஓட்டு தானே அதெல்லாம் காசா பணமா. எப்போ 30 years பேக் அதெல்லாம் காசா பணமா. இப்போ சொல்கிறான் என் ஓட்டு வேல்யூ தெரியுமான்னு கேட்குறான். உங்களுக்கு தெரியுமா சார், என்ன நினச்சிட்டு இருக்கீங்க, ஏடிஎம்க்கு கொடுத்தா 4000 கொடுப்பான், டிஎம்க்கு கொடுத்தா 6000 ரூபாய் கொடுப்பான். நாம் தமிழர் அவன் காசு கொடுப்பானா 500 ரூபாய் கொடுக்குறான் சார், அவனே எப்படிங்கிறான். ஓ அவனே 500 ரூபாய் வரைக்கும் வந்துட்டானா, மேட்சிங். ஸோ ஹீஸ் சேயிங் சார் ஐ எம் ஹேவிங் டிமாண்ட் சார், வாட் டெமோக்ரஸி, ஐ எம் தி பவர்ஃபுல் பர்சன். இப்போ போய் அவன் காலை பிடிச்சி ப்ளீஸ் எனக்கு ஓட்டு போடுவீங்கன்னா இவன் 6000 வாங்குறான், 4000 வாங்குறான், 500 வாங்குறான், 200 வாங்கிறான் லோக்கல் ஆள்கிட்ட. இவன் எவ்வளோ பேர் ஆளா இருப்பான் பாருங்க இந்த தமிழ்நாட்டில் இருக்கிற மக்கள், திஸ் பீப்புள் இன் தமிழ்நாடு. இஸ் இட் நாட்? எல்லாத்தையும் வாங்கிட்டு அன்னைக்கு ஓட்டு போட போறது இல்லை. கேட்டா சன்னி சார், இட் இஸ் வெரி சன்னி, ஹவு கேன் ஐ கோ சார் அப்படிங்க. யோசிச்சு பாருங்க. டு சச் அன் எக்ஸ்டென்ட் தட் an individual got only one vote. அவன் சொல்லியிருக்கான், சார் என் குடும்பத்தில் 10 பேர் இருக்காங்க, வீட்டுக்குள்ளே 10 பேர் இருக்காங்க சார், 10 votes are there in my family. And how many votes he got? 1. You understand this? Now people are a bit more intelligent. This is the strength of education, I am thinking. They become corrupt, that is different. Corruption gradually will wean away or it will take different forms. But people have become more aware, more powerful. Now you cannot go and beg, buy, borrow, this and all will not work. You have to convince him. You have to tell him what it is for him if he is voting for you. Personally, he will say what it is for him individually, personally. And definitely a person individually cannot give him anything other than 6,000 rupees or 5,000 rupees. That's why this technique they are adopting. If I build an industry in my territory, he may not be joining the industry. So for him personally, it doesn't matter. So the people who are contesting in the election now have to pay for him, and also they have to do some developmental activity. 1905, the scenario was totally different. What are the strategies the people adopted? They said for the first time, we will do mass processions. All people, you come out from the houses, just join, just walk. Sir, walking silently won't create any impact, no sir. So they say, walking silently, it won't create any impact. And they have to shout slogans. And the slogan which was popularized in 1905 was Vande Mataram. Vande Mataram, they are shouting. Women for the first time came and joined, separate troop, women troop, separate troop. So participation, men mass, women mass, children's en mass. அவன் ஒருத்தர் 2 பேர் இல்லை, ட்ரூப்போட தெருவுக்கு வந்துட்டான் children. Because they told, if you take part in this movement, no schools. You need not have to go to schools, colleges. So official bunk, this is called official bunking. You understand this, people? For the first time in the Indian national movement, we tell the British, we do something to the British which pains him. Which is what? Which is boycott of foreign goods. Boycott. Burning of foreign cloth, not using the foreign goods. And if you use a foreign good, you are seen as a conspirator with the British, along with the British. Foreign dress போட்டு போனா எல்லாருமே அவனை முறைக்கிறான். And Gandhi used the same boycott technique in 1920 to introduce something which is called khadi. He said, you are not wearing the foreign cloth. Yeah, then what you should wear? Khadi. Khadi. Huh? Khadi. Understand? That is why I am telling you, khadi indicates self-reliance. Khadi indicates Indianness. Khadi cloth indicates self-reliance. It indicates Indianness. It also indicates simplicity. And because of this, for your information, till today, the national leaders are wearing khadi. என்னமோ மாத்திட்டான், இதை மாற்ற முடிய மாட்டேங்குது அவனால. Everybody adopt what? Khadi. எல்லாம் அன்னைக்கு இருந்து இன்னைக்கு வரைக்கும் பெரிய பெரிய லீடர்ஸ்லாம் காதி தான் போடுறாங்க. இப்போ தான் கொஞ்சம் பேர் வந்து மாடர்ன் ட்ரெஸ் they have slightly converting. They cannot change the image which Gandhi created. That is the strength. 100 வருஷம் ஆயிடுச்சு 1905 அப்புறம் 1905 1910 you see 100 years had elapsed. The strength of khadi. So the boycott movement was a very powerful tool the Indians had come to realize. And none of the British efforts ever was revoked for information. When the British do something, they never revoked. But partitioning of Bengal was revoked in 1911. Why? Strength of this boycott. British எதுவுமே ரிவோக் பண்ண மாட்டான். Partitioning of Bengal was revoked because of this boycott. Strength of boycott. Sir, Swadeshi as a new device was found in 1905 agitation. Swadeshi, which means many things actually. Swadeshi indicated many aspects. Sir, what is this many aspects Swadeshi? Swadeshi means self-reliance. Swadeshi means self-reliance. Swadeshi means independence. Individual level independence, political independence. So Swadeshi is not to be seen as an economic dimension. It is in all dimension. It is political, social, economic, also religious. Swadeshi. You understand this? Multiple angles. Sir, this Swadeshi helped in revival of India, revival of Indianness, revival of India's past and glory. Revival of India, revival of Indianness, revival of India's past and glory. Swadeshi. By Swadeshi, indigenous songs were brought into limelight, like Vande Mataram, songs like Amar Sonar Bangla, Amar Sonar Bangla, stories like Palli Geet, Palligeet, Palli Geet, Jarigon, Jarigon, Thakumar Juli, Thakumar Juli, Jooli, Grandmother's Tales, Thakumar Juli, Thakumar Juli. Sir, during this time also, Swadeshi was in education. Indian curriculum was introduced. National College in Bengal was established. National College. National Council of Education was established. Sir, during this time, Swadeshi in industry, Bengal Chemicals. During this time, Swadeshi banks, Punjab National Bank. Though Punjab National Bank was founded a bit early, but it came to prominence in 1905, Punjab National Banks. Sir, Swadeshi in transport and navigation. Swadeshi in transport and navigation. Swadeshi Shipping Navigation Company by Vavu Chidambaram Pillai. Swadeshi Shipping Navigation Company by Vavu Chidambaram Pillai. Sir, Swadeshi in painting. Yappa, இவன் நிறைய பண்ணியிருக்க மாதிரி தெரியுது சுதேசி பேரை சொல்லி. Suddenly it is an outburst of Swadeshi. அதுதான் நான் சொல்றேன். Swadeshi in painting. Who are the painters who introduced the Swadeshi themes, Swadeshi colors? Before that, the paintings were Victorian paintings, Victorian themes, British buildings, British Queen. British பத்தி பெயிண்ட் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தான். இப்போ இந்தியன் தீம்ஸ் எடுத்துட்டான். Indian themes. Abhindranath Tagore, the painter, and Nandalal Bose. Abhindranath Tagore, Nandalal Bose. So these people, they all did this, they all painted. Sir, Swadeshi means it is a total self-revival. Swadeshi. And nowadays the people say, no, are you Swadeshi? நம்மளை போட்டு கேட்குறான். Swadeshi tea எல்லாம் சொல்கிறான் இப்போ யாரோ இல்லை. You people know Swadeshi tea? You people know? No. Swadeshi tea? No. Swadeshi tea எதாவது சாப்பிட்றான். Swadeshi மாதிரி ஏதாச்சும். Be an Indian, buy Indian. Is it not? Do you know all this? What are they? Be Indian, buy Indian. This is Swadeshi only, no? Modern day Swadeshi. Yes or no? Because they want to say Indians should buy only their Indian commodity. Because the Indian industries would grow. Indian markets will. இதெல்லாமே Swadeshi Swadeshiன்னு சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கான். Be an Indian, buy an Indian. புரிஞ்சா இல்லையா உங்களுக்கு? அப்படி சொல்லிட்டு இருக்கான். ஏதோ ஒன்று தெரியல. We don't know about this. So this Swadeshi for the first time, boycott for the first time as a weapon, Swadeshi as first time as a solution was introduced in 1905. So boycott is a weapon, Swadeshi is a solution. Right? Sir, what is the impact it had? The first impact is the spread of nationalism. That is the biggest impact of 1905. Spread of nationalism. Spread of new methods of agitation. I would not use the word spread of methods, or popularization of the new methods of agitation. Popularization of new methods of agitation. New methods of agitation. Participation of women for the first time, and the trend continued from then on. Participation of women for the first time, and the trend continued. Trend continued. Though this movement had many positives, but it is during this time a crisis also came to the Congress, and Congress splitted in 1907. It is during this time a crisis came to the Congress, and it splitted in 1907. Congress. Surat split. We all know this. I hope you all know the sequentiation, developments, what happened. Your history faculty would have given you some idea. I don't know. No?